I'm not gonna lie, I'm super curious how this is gonna go.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, life can just get, well, crazy. Juggling work and play can be hard, and I always end up feeling like I have way too much to do and no time to do it. It's times like that when I need to just get away, and for me, that means riding my bike. Whether I'm going out to a bike trail or just riding around my neighborhood, biking can take all my worries away. It's at times like this where I get to clear my head and just think. So the other day, I'm riding around my neighborhood and I started to realize something. Think about the bikes we ride all the time. Take my hardtail for example. It may look simple with just a front fork, but actually, there's a bunch of complex things working together for a great riding experience. There's the hydraulic brakes with multiple pistons, the air-sprung fork that's adjustable for your weight, and even the simplest things like a seat post that keep on ticking no matter what happens to them. But the one thing I was thinking about that takes the most beating out of anything else is probably the simplest, and that is our tires. Then I got to thinking about my specific tires. They're by a brand called Kenda, and they're called the Havocs, which came stock on my entry-level hardtail. They're plus-size 27.5 tires and traditional in the sense that they run tubes. Now the rims that came on this bike were tubeless ready, so I thought, you know what, why not set the tires up as tubeless to see what would happen? For those of you who don't know, that just means putting tire sealant inside of the tire that plugs up any holes or leaks the tire may have in place of a tube. The biggest drawbacks to doing this on non-tubeless ready tires is they have thinner sidewalls and will leak fluid through them over time. Oh yeah, and the small fact that you're running tires in a way they weren't meant to be designed and aren't guaranteed anything as an outcome. But I've actually run these for the last several months and never had a single problem. That's where this video comes into play. Enter a few of my friends.
Say hello to my little friend!
A piece of spare wood I had laying around, a good old hammer, and a box of nails. Now, going over one nail and a piece of wood is not that big of a deal, because the sealant in the tire seals it up and the tire really isn't going through too much stress. But, how much torture can these type of tires really take? And for that matter, any tires. To answer that question, I decided to take this piece of wood and start by putting 15 nails in it so that I could really see what these tires are able to do.
All right, so we're all set up. 15 nails in this board, and I'm ready to do a real torture test on these tires. Now I'm gonna have to keep them inflated to about 30 PSI, which is pretty rock hard for plus size tires, but that will allow the nails to really grab in. Now the distance of the board is only about half of the diameter of the tire, so if I were to have another one full pass would be one full time around the tire. So with the one I have, I'm curious what you guys think. How many times over this board are both my tires going to get before one of them, just one of them, totally craps out? I'm gonna say I can make it 10 times or 5 full times around the tire. But I think I might actually be able to make it more. There's only one way to find out. Let's see. Round one. All right, round one went really well. I could hear the air coming out and I could quickly hear the sealant closing them up. And I'm gonna do a couple more passes and I'll show you, you can see every single dot where a nail went in. But we've gotta keep going. That was just round one. There's a lot more passes to go through. Round two. Round three. Round four, those holes took a lot longer to seal. I think the less air pressure, the harder it is to get that sealant where it needs to go. I'm gonna show you guys a little profile of these tires so you can see what they look like after 4 rounds. You can see all the sealant from every time it's gone over a nail. And it's doing a really good job. Man, I am impressed. I'm most worried about some of these side holes, because I know the more I do it, the more I'm gonna get closer to this side. So we'll keep trying. All right, I'm starting to have to slow down to get the sealant in the leaks, but I can't believe it, it's still working. I think the front tire is getting a bulk of it from all my weight over the front tire. So time to focus a little more on the rear tire. I don't know if you can see this, but there's pools of sealant around all these main nails that I keep hitting over and over again. All right, so after 10 attempts, I still have 26 PSI in the front wheel, and I know the back wheel probably has the same, if not a little more. And I'm not gonna lie, 10 passes, I'm impressed. I'm amazed, because remember, these aren't tubeless ready tires, but I'm also a little bored. I mean, I could do this all day and just go over it 50 times and the tires still work, but that's not really what I wanna do. I wanna torture test these things. So I have an idea. So I upped the ante and put in 30 nails in this board. But is more nails really gonna make that big of a difference? And I think the answer is no. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bunny hop directly onto this board and try to completely wreck these tires while trying not to wreck the rim tape on my rims. Let's see how this goes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super curious how this is gonna go. Oh my goodness. All right, I have gone doing 10 normal passes, probably 10 or more ridiculous passes, and these tires are still inflated from the first time I filled them up. And they're probably down to about, I don't know, 15, 20 PSI where I would normally ride them. And what I found out by messing around on here is the slower you go and the more you mess with your tires while they're on the board, the more the nails really affect the tire. So now I'm gonna end off this experiment by going painfully slow and turning my wheels as much as I can so that the nails can really mess up the tires. Let's see how this goes. Nice and slow. All right, so I just spent the last half hour going over this board 30, 40 times, went super fast, pretty fast. I jumped onto the board with 30 nails in it. I went as slow as I possibly could, and I haven't had to fill up the tires once. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did this experiment because I bought a new pair of 27.5 plus tires for my Tokel. I'm super stoked about. But I'm so impressed, I've decided this is just gonna be part one of this video. And here's what I need. I'm gonna keep these tires on and I'm so confident in them, I'm gonna go trail riding with them. But I need your help. I'm gonna do part two of this torture test and I need to hear what else do you guys think I should do. Now, obviously, if I slash the sidewall or if I take a knife to it, they're not gonna be tubeless anymore. But here's what I'm thinking. Is there anything I can take with me on the trail to really put these tires to the test, and even if things go terribly wrong, put myself in a really crappy situation? If you like this video, hit the like button, but more importantly, down below in the comments, let me know what I should do to really put these tires to the test. And last but not least, click that subscribe button over in the corner. That way when I post my part 2, and who knows, maybe even 3, we can see. But for now, don't watch me too much more. Go outside and go ride your bike. And hopefully you haven't set it up tubeless so that no matter what happens, you can ride it every single day. Three days later, tire still inflated to 25 PSI. Help me out, guys.